Still waiting. Hold on. Now we're live.
Hello everyone and welcome. Thank you so much for joining our second Humley Community Educator webinar. My name's Rachel and I head up the community group here at Humley, and I'm joined today by all of our lovely community reps for each of our regions across the UK. We've got Chris and Ashley from the North East, Daisy from the South, Alicia from North West, and Vicky for Midlands and Milton Keynes. We've also got the lovely Linda joining us today. She's going to be taking over me very soon as I'm due to go on maternity leave any day now. Don't forget, please remember to subscribe to our channel to keep up to date with all of our latest content. Simply click the subscribe button in the bottom left next to our name there. In this webinar, we're going to be deep diving into our mission and core values here at Humley and what we stand for. We're also going to look at how Humley differs from your traditional educational supply agencies. We're really excited as we're going to be launching our brand new app feature, Express Bookings, and all of the benefits that this will bring you guys. Our product owner, Ludwig, is joining us live from Sweden, and we're going to showcase how this works on our Humley app. But rather than just hear about Humley from all of us who work at Humley, we're really excited today as we've got 3 guest educator speakers joining us for the webinar, and they're going to be drawing on their personal experiences that they've had working for Humley so far, all very different and exciting journeys. So today we're going to be hearing from Melanie, an educator who's joining us live from Sweden. She works in Sweden on the Express Bookings. We've got Rachel from the North East, an educator who's primarily worked on long-term roles for Humley, and Kimberly from the North West, who thrives on doing day-to-day and urgent cover work. And finally, just to wrap things up, we're going to let you know of any upcoming events with Humley. And if you don't already work for us, we'll briefly zoom through how easy it is to start your Humley journey of empowerment today. So let's have a look at our mission and core values at Humley. Our mission is to empower every educator with total career control. And our core values are always at the centre of everything we do. And this is what I mean by that. So you can see our core values on the slide there. The first one being visionary. That's our technology. Our co-founders came up with the vision during their stint as supply educators. They had a personal vested interest in making the supply booking process as streamlined as possible. They want to make your supply journey as simple as possible right from the very start. Then we've got efficiency and simplicity. Our app gives you direct access to book the jobs that suit you in your own time and on your terms. It couldn't be more simple. Next one is challenge. We always challenge the ordinary, as that's when growth happens, when we're outside our comfort zone. We see every challenge as a chance to learn, adapt and innovate here at Humley. And then we've got humble. Being humble is key to our continuous improvement, which is what we strive to do at Humley. We're always open to feedback, collaborating with our educators and sharing our ideas. So I'm now going to pass over to Linda, who's going to look at how Humley compares to your traditional supply agencies.
Thanks, Rachel. Hi, everybody. So what sets us apart from others? Having personally worked in education recruitment for 13 years now, I've experienced both the traditional agency model and the Humley way of working. I've seen firsthand the incredible benefits that Humley brings to educators. At Humley, you're in total control of your career through our Humley app. You have instant access to all available jobs that match your preferences. That's live and transparent. You can see the location, pay rate, and the details of the job before deciding whether to accept or express interest in a role. Unlike traditional agencies where you'll wait for a consultant to call, Humley puts you in charge. With our self-appointment feature, you can book yourself directly into the jobs that you want, giving you full flexibility and control. We also make the administrative side of supply work hassle-free. All timesheets, schedules, and job details are all recorded in the app, so everything you need is all in one place. But what truly sets us apart is our team-based model. Unlike traditional recruitment agencies that are driven by individual consultant commissions, our team works collaboratively with one shared mission to empower every educator with total career control. Every office has an experienced team ready to guide and support you through every step of the way. With Humley, you have the freedom, transparency, and support to shape your career the way you want. So that just gives you a nice little overview of the difference between ourselves and other agencies. So I'll pass you over to Ludwig now, who can talk us through a few more details about express bookings.
Thank you, Linda. Exciting to be here and exciting to show you what we have coming up in the Humley app. So express bookings is an addition to our current offerings in urgent day-to-day cover. We are currently preparing for a beta rollout to a small select group of users so we can try it out and make sure everything works as expected. But we are foreseeing that it will reach all of you sometime during this spring. So what is Express? As you can see on screen, there are 3 key features of Express. But to set the stage, it's about morning calls. It's about being flexible, about where you're willing to work, and being open to giving that responsibility to Humley. You give Humley the responsibility to book you in for a job, and in return, you get guaranteed pay for that day. So you could basically compare express bookings to somewhat of a placeholder. If I want to work next Friday and there's an express booking open for that day, I can sign up for that day, directly book that in the app, and then I know that on Friday I will get to work. Humley will find me an assignment. Just to be wary, express bookings aren't for those of you that are very picky about where you're going, since we try to offer you to anyone that is in need on that specific day. And as in any type of urgent cover, it can pop up anywhere, but we will always try to find you a job that's as near you as possible. And it's all up to you. If you want to work express once a week, you can do that. If you want to do it every day of the week, you can do that. It's all up to if you manage to get one of the slots that we open. Because there will be limited slots and those will be arranged based on the need that we see from the client in your area and with your type of roles that you work in. We've been using it for about 5 years in Sweden, and it's been very appreciated both by educators and by clients, since more clients get their urgent bookings filled. And it's really exciting to see this being launched in the UK now as well. If we jump to the next slide, I can show you a bit of more details on how it works. So when you get access to Express, you can sign up in the app. It's going to be shown in a separate tab in the top of your jobs list. And just to give you some insights into how this came up, because in the past, before I joined Humley, when I was studying to become an engineer, I too worked as a supply educator on the side. There and then, it was a text message based solution. I got in the morning, I went up at 6:30, looked at my phone, and then kept hoping for something to show up. I assume a lot of you out there have also experienced this, that you wake up in the morning and then you just keep staring at that phone screen to see, will someone call? Will someone send me a text? Sometimes you get an opportunity and you try to respond as soon as possible, because if you're too late, someone else might beat you to it. And some mornings you go up at 6:30 just to see the clock pass by, and then it's 9:30 and you have lost all hope for that day. And this is where Express comes in. If you're really keen that you really need to work, you really want to work a specific day, and you're open to trying new settings, then you can sign up for Express. And then on that day when you're signed up, Humley will send you a job. And then it's only about accepting it and then getting there as soon as possible. So you promise that you're available, and we promise you that you get job or get paid anyway. Not unlike how I had it, where if I didn't get anything, then that was a lost day. To get into more of the terms that we see for Express and what we expect, We expect you to be ready in the morning to confirm the booking. And as you know, urgent bookings are often in a rush. So we expect you to reply and confirm as soon as possible, preferably within 5 minutes. You need to be flexible about where you're willing to work and available to work the whole day. And we also believe that it's very key that you're confident in going to new places and that you're confident in accepting various age groups within the role that you apply for. What you can expect from us is that you will get a full day's pay on the day you're signed up. You will get a job within a reasonable commute. We will always try to find you something as near as possible, but we expect you to be able to travel up to 45 minutes. And of course, we will assign you a job that's within the details that you signed up for. If you sign up for a nursery nurse role, we will put you in a nursery nurse position. We won't put you in a TA position for those jobs. So depending on what you sign up for, just be careful when you read. In some areas, we will offer express jobs within different roles and within different age groups. But so be wary on which one you sign up for, but otherwise it just go grab them on the app as soon as you get access to them. If you're interested in this, you will see this in communication from us going forward, but you can always contact the office as well to make sure that you're on top of the list when we start releasing this. Thank you, everyone. Hope you are as excited as me, and then I'll hand it back to Rachel.
Thanks for that, Ludwig. That all sounds really great. We're really excited to bring that to the UK. So please, guys, stay tuned for further information on this launching in the UK. I'm now really excited to introduce our 3 guest educator speakers who are going to be sharing their very different experiences that they've had with Humley. And to kick things off, I'm going to hand over to Daisy, who's our community rep for the South. And she's going to be chatting with Melanie, a lovely educator from Sweden, who currently works the express bookings.
Thank you, Rachel. Hi, I'm Daisy and I'm joined with Melanie, our express educator from Sweden. Thank you so much for joining us today in our UK Community Educator webinar, Melanie.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So please, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've been working as an express educator and your experiences so far?
Yes, sure. I've been working as an express educator and a regular supply teacher for about the past 5 years with Humley. My experience with Express has been really positive. What I really appreciate about it is that I can book that I know that I'm going to be working the next day. Or say, for example, as Ludwig said, there are a few days in the future that I know I have available. I can book express bookings, and then I know for sure that I'm going somewhere that day. It also gives me a chance to prepare the night before. When I work as a regular supply teacher in the mornings, I'm usually prepared anyway, but with Express, I can pack my lunch, pack my bag, go to bed early, get up early, and be really ready to go when the assignment comes in.
That's great. That's amazing. Lovely. Thank you. So I know you touched there on some advantages, but could you expand more on the advantages of being an express educator?
Yes, certainly. The thing that I have found the most is that I do like the variety. I like going to different schools and meeting different people, and I like being challenged, positively challenged with the different age groups that I will meet over the different assignments. If you're a teacher in training, it's fantastic on-the-job training because it gives you a chance to determine what is your teaching style. You can try out some new things, which helps you in your development. You can also see how other teachers learn. So you pick up a lot of teaching tips and ways of doing things. Because the teachers always set their lesson plans. So you get good ideas as a teacher as well. Another thing that I have found that sometimes in the morning, particularly if you're in a part of town that you don't know where you're going, it can be a little bit hard to find the school. And so Humley has always been very supportive of me. If I, on occasion, have trouble finding the school, or if there's a subway stop or something that has hindered me from getting there, in good time, I can contact Homely, and they're always very supportive. So they really seem to understand that these schools can be sometimes hard to find your first time. And they call the school, and the schools are always really appreciative that you're coming. So there's never really any stress. And one other thing that I have found, I just want to mention, is that by going to all these different schools and teaching in front of people you don't know of all different age groups, you develop the confidence of being able to do that. So you feel like you can learn how to handle different situations in the classroom. So, and Express actually gives you that chance to do that because you don't know where you're going. So you get that positive challenge.
Yeah, absolutely. We're always on hand to help, and it's lovely to experience new things. So what challenges, if any, have you faced being an Express educator?
Well, I personally haven't found too much of a challenge with it, but some of my other colleagues have told me that they can find it a little bit stressful going to a new place all the time. You have to find your way into the school, and oftentimes the administrators are in a real rush. So you have to be quick to take charge of the situation, figure out where you're going. And if you're the type of person who's used to doing that and can do that well, then it's totally fine, and it's actually a nice challenge to try to sort it out, and you feel successful for having done it. That's the one thing that I think that maybe somebody might find it a bit stressful, but so you have to be prepared for that. That's all.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so informative. Thank you so much for sharing your experiences as being an Express educator.
You're most welcome. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And I'm now going to pass over to Vicky and our guest speaker, Kimberly.
Thanks, Daisy. Thanks, Melanie. That was really informative. So it's really good to hear, and we'll look forward to that coming to the UK. I want to introduce Kim, who is one of our educators in the Northwest. She primarily does short-term bookings through Humley. I will just try and keep it brief because Kim, bless her, has joined us even though she's not feeling very well today. So thank you very much for taking your time, Kim. But if you could just tell us what attracted you to the short-term supply rather than longer roles.
So the short, excuse me. So the short-term supply would really fit round. I've actually got 2 young girls, and we've got a family-run business as well. So the short-term supply really, and the flexibility that includes, really fits for us as a family.
Excellent. So that's.
And I was also given a recommendation from one of a colleague that I used to work with. She just said how great it was, how easy it was with the booking system and things. So yes, and after speaking to one of your colleagues, it was exactly like Melanie was saying. It's kind of like a family feel, really, and they do really make you feel reassured and really supportive, exactly like was said previously. I've found exactly the same.
Excellent. That's really, really good. So what do you think the advantages are of the shorter term supply work that you're picking up?
So the advantages are I can pick my days, which obviously means I can still do our family business sort of paperwork and things. I can still take my 2 young children to swimming lessons and things, so I'm not missing out on precious time. And yes, just the flexibility mainly fits for
Excellent.
us.
And you found Humley to, or our colleagues up in the Northwest, to be supportive of that, and they're not asking you to do days that you don't.
No, they're amazing. The calendar on the app is just perfect because I can just block out days, if I've got other things on, and then obviously I'm ready and expecting the calls on the day, but quite often I'm able to book in advance, which works really well for us as well.
Excellent. It sounds like it's working really, really well. I'm going to let you rest your voice. I hope you have a lovely half term, and I'm going to hand over to Chris.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Vicky, and thanks, Kimberly, for that. I know it sounds like you got a rough throat there. We did a great job, and to
Thank
yourself,
you.
Melanie. It's great listening to both your experiences with Humley. So we have heard all about express bookings and urgent cover short term. It's now time to talk about all things long term and permanent roles with Humley. I am very excited and delighted to welcome our last guest speaker of the day, Rachel. Rachel is someone we have known and worked with for a number of years now in the Northeast, completing numerous long-term roles. So Rachel, thank you so much for attending today. We really appreciate you taking the time to join and share your experiences. If you could just start off by telling us a little bit about your journey with Humley and how it all began.
Yeah, well, my journey started when on a skit event. It was a drinks event, and this is where we had the opportunity to meet the team and learn more about the approach to supply teaching. The event itself had a lovely atmosphere. It was informative, but it was really relaxed as well, making it easy to ask questions and connect with others that are in the same position as me. But what stood out to me was how simple and supportive the registration process was. It gave me the confidence in taking that next step into my teaching journey. So from the very beginning, Humley made me feel valued, and working with them has made it all a positive experience for me. And for anyone considering supply teaching, I would highly recommend Humley. They offer the flexibility, great opportunities, and having a supportive network that Humley gives me just makes that job even more enjoyable. And that was all from that first initial meet.
Yeah, that's really lovely to hear, Rachel. And it was a great event. It's an event that we do each year, and we will be doing this year again in April time. But just to follow on to that, how quickly were Humley able to offer you suitable work once you had finished teacher training?
Oh, it was incredibly quick in finding me work. And as soon as I completed my registration process, I was offered placements almost immediately. They took the time to understand my preferences as well and matched me with the schools that were in line with my skills and experience. And the process itself was seamless. And it felt, again, I just felt well supported throughout it all. It was lovely.
And how long have you been working now with Humley, Rachel? And what sort of roles have you been placed in, and have they matched what you were ideally looking for?
Oh, yeah, I've been working for Humley now for 3 years. And during my time, I've been placed in a variety of roles. Primarily I do long-term roles, but I've also been placed in a variety of roles, such as like supply teaching, primarily in primary schools. And each one has been a fantastic opportunity for my own growth. These placements have included general classroom teaching, providing support for students with special educational needs, and covering teachers in a range of subjects. And each of those roles has allowed me to step into different aspects of teaching and contributed to the school in a meaningful way. And I've also found that these placements have not only met but exceeded what I was looking for. It's given me a chance to work in diverse environments, and have enabled me to adapt to different teaching styles and connect with students in ways that are incredibly rewarding. And the experiences I've gained through these roles have helped me refine my teaching approach and develop new skills. And talking a little bit more about the long-term placements, I've had had a great opportunity for me to integrate into the school community. And over the years, I've had the chance to take on quite a few long-term roles, with my longest to date lasting about 4.5 months. But currently, I'm in another long-term position covering maternity leave at the minute. And the stability of these longer-term roles has been incredibly rewarding. It enables me to contribute more meaningfully again to the school environment. And also, these placements have provided a valuable insight, provided a valuable insight for myself and the school. And when thinking about a more permanent role, it gives the school and yourself a better idea of the fit, whether you will fit. And these long-term roles they can create a foundation for lasting professional relationships.
No, that's really great to hear. And I know I've kind of helped along the way with helping you find those roles too. And you've been an absolute credit to Humley and a great ambassador for Humley. And it's been really great helping you find that long term work. And finally, what advice would you like to give to our educators? Considering long term supply work with Humley.
I would say be adaptable and open minded, because every school is different, with its own policies, routines, and expectations. So being flexible and willing to adjust will help you thrive. You may cover different subjects or year groups, so embrace the challenge and use it as an opportunity to expand on those teaching skills. It's a great way to gain experience, test out different skills, and develop your own teaching style. And treat each placement as a chance to showcase your skills, because the opportunities that could arise from that are endless. But what I would say is stay positive, be confident in your own ability, and embrace the journey, because every day is just a learning experience.
Thank you, Rachel. That's been really insightful and valuable information. And for those of you watching right now and those who may watch this back later, and if you are interested in long-term and permanent roles, if you just have any questions or anything like that, please reach out to your local branch for further information. Thank you. I'm now going to hand you back over to Rachel.
Wow. Thank you so much, guys. What incredible journeys you've all had with Humley. And I really appreciate you sharing those experiences. That's amazing. We've got a few minutes left, so I'm conscious of time. I'm going to open up the floor to a few questions, but if we don't get round them all, just please feel free to pop them down and we'll get back to you. Your local branch will reach out to you. So if you have any questions, guys, just type them up. I can see we've got a couple already. One that's just come in. What's this one? Will express bookings still be paid at the normal daily supply rate? Yeah, the answer to that is absolutely yes. They'll be paid at your standard daily rate of pay that you usually get for your assignments. Any more questions coming through? Yeah, one more here. This one's, can I cancel last minute if I sign up to an express booking? Good question. What I'd say to this is not really, unless you have an emergency that can't be avoided or you're feeling poorly. Obviously, if you did cancel, you wouldn't be paid for the express. And if this was to happen consistently, then your ability to sign up to the express would need to be reviewed, is what I'd say for that one. I think we've got time for just one more question. Let's have a look. I'm not currently working for Humley. How quick could you get me out working in schools? That's a nice question. The timescale, I would say, varies, and that's subject to the compliance that we need for you. Before we send you out, we need to have all of your compliance documents in place. So that's your references, a valid DBS and things like that. We want to make that process as quick and simple as possible. And I know, Rachel, you touched upon it, you were out very quickly when you registered with us, but some things may be out of our control, like if we're waiting for a DBS to come back or a reference, if that's coming back from an external company. But other than that, we do try to make the process as swift as possible for you. So sorry, guys, it looks like we're running out of time, but if you do have other questions, feel free to pop them up and we will reach out to you and get back to you with the answers. Before we wrap things up today, if you are interested in registering with Humley for work, if you don't already work for us, it couldn't be simpler. Just scan that QR code that you can see on the screen, fill in your details, and one of our lovely team will get in touch and start the registration process as quickly as possible. I'd also just like to thank everyone involved in today's Educator webinar. Our three lovely guest speakers, thanks for taking the time and sharing your experiences. All of our points of contact across the regions, and Ludwig, our product owner, for sharing his insights on launching Express in the UK. Look forward to the next one, guys. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel as well, and we'll keep you posted with further information for the future. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.